Sorry, Roger. I am getting so sick of this crap. And I'm so sick of them saying they had communications with you and the Russians. Then Trump goes, oh, that's illegal. You just leaked that. They go, oh, actually, there's no evidence there, and we never wiretapped. And a bunch of cowards on Capitol Hill kissing ass because they want to be seen nice by the mainstream media that has no viewers and is a giant collapsed hoax. I want to call them on their hoax and call them on all their crap, and I'm not going to start a war. But if they want one, let's just get it going. Go ahead.
Alex, great to be with you. Look, it's been quite a morning.
Yeah, you're all over the news as a GD Russian agent.
Yeah, no, I have seen in these hearings this morning, well, first let me say, for the many people who have contacted me after the hit-and-run accident of last week.
Dan, you got hit with polonium. They're trying to kill you ahead of these hearings. You said that months ago.
But I'm feeling fine. I still have a bit of a bruise. I am having some blurred vision in my right eye.
Yeah, you've had a concussion.
The same eye that I had a retinal detachment from a boxing mishap a year and a half ago. So in any event, I will be fine. This morning, I witnessed the worst kind of mudslinging, of red baiting, of McCarthyism by Congressman Adam Schiff. His line of questioning was reckless, it was pejoratively worded, and it leaves a totally false impression. The inference that my now fully disclosed and benign exchange with Crucifer 2.0 constitutes collusion in anything is disproved by the content, the facts, and the timeline.
And we know that, but here's the thing. They changed the subject from what's in WikiLeaks with all their criminal activity onto us. We're all clamoring like the media was for the latest WikiLeaks. It's like Como said on CNN, only CNN's allowed to look at this, you can't. No, they look at it, we look at it. I mean, what? They just changed the subject, man.
Well, there is no question. And Alex, I'm the one whose civil rights have been violated.
They hit you with a FISA.
I am the one whose privacy rights have been violated. They have systematically leaked this information to the New York Times, to the Smoking Gun, to a bunch of
let's be clear. They take massive NSA database collection of everything you do, find stuff where you've talked to people saying, oh, I'm glad you didn't get banned off the internet or whatever, and then they put it in the newspaper, and that's not even an issue when they're admittedly surveilling you.
Well, and here's the real irony. They accuse us of utilizing Russian bots. Please give me a break. If one would simply go online now and do a search under Roger Stone or Alex Jones, but particularly, for some reason, Roger Stone, you will see a torrent of hate. Kill him, decapitate him. Yeah. He's a Nazi. He's a bigot. He's going to be perp walked to jail. Well,
it's all just negative. You're the fall guy.
We'll see how this works. I'm going to see if these congressmen can handle the truth. I demand the opportunity to confront
by the way, they can't really block you, can they? You should be at the National Press Club 2 days from now. You should go totally ape, and you should demand that you have equal time on every news channel to sit there and take these assholes on.
Well, and John McCain's back in the act again. Yesterday, he says again, Stone must come before the Senate to explain.
I want to testify. I want to testify. I'll go with you. I hope they call me.
So, Senator, you said this a week ago. I published a piece at the Daily Caller pointing out why that was reckless, and you repeated it again. You've now doubled down. So here's what I would request. Since you, sir, are not a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, but since any member of the Senate has the right to sit in for that hearing, please do the courtesy to me of sitting in and taking your turn asking questions.
I remember how happy you were on Inauguration Day that Trump was getting in, your big dream, his dream, all this. You were the first guy reportedly to mention it to him, but that's admitted in the news. Nixon said that, Senator Reagan. You saw the vision, and now it's here. And you also did that 10-minute interview or 9-minute interview we did where you said they have the wiretaps, they have the proof. Alex never talked to the Russians. Release it right now. Well, then Nunes says, actually, we've looked at it. There's not even phone calls with Roger Stone or Manafort and the Russians. All there is Flynn, once he's supposed to set up calls for Trump, a week before, that 20th article with Rosenberg writing all these articles. I mean, it's the craziest crap where everything you said came true. You're like, There's no calls because I didn't do them. The House Intelligence Committee says there's no calls with you, but then they have a Senate hearing where you're like the devil.
You're exactly right, Alex. I apologize for adjusting my glasses. Frankly, this is the only thing that temporarily helps my right eye.
They're very nice tortoiseshell glasses or whatever they are.
I do have an appointment with an eye specialist.
Are those called Mr. Magoo specials?
No, these are kind of your minister of truth.
I know, I'm teasing. You have great style.
Today
I like
I'm
you in the
doing the
shape
whole
of our
minister
outfit.
of truth thing.
No, but is it surreal for you in your 40-plus years in politics and life? You've been all over the news many times, many New York Times, articles, dozens of them before any of this. What is it like to be in the middle of this with them claiming you're a Russian super spy and the Russians are the reason Trump won and all this crap? I mean, the FBI admitted today no evidence of them hacking voting machines. We know that was Homeland Security for Hillary, stealing at least 5 states, trying to steal 6 others. But I mean, giving mythical.
It's very simple, Alex. I am jonesing for the opportunity to correct the historical record. It's not going down this way. This is a fraud. I understand that this whole Crucifer thing has manipulated to create a headline that says Trump associate communicated with Russian hacker. It's not technically true. It's purposely misleading. Once that is up, you put it up on a bunch of dummy sites, then a bunch of left-wing, pay-for-play, fake news sites. You blend in some information that's clearly been leaked by the intelligence agencies. George Soros and David Brock and their bots pick up the meme, and you're off to the races. They have accused me of being, they've accused me of treason. But it's the American way to have your right to face your accuser. I look forward to that day.
Roger Stone, I want to play a clip. This is Comey. We didn't do this on purpose. The clip we found, people put a tinfoil hat on his head. But here's the first clip. We've got 2 of them where you get brought up. And he won't say you're not the subject of an investigation because he won't get into the investigation. And I mean, it is just, and now, again, McClatchy and others are calling me, asking me if I'm a Ruski. I mean, as if we didn't build InfoWars, as if we don't have a huge audience, as if the American people didn't win this election. Despite everything they did, the collusion, the WikiLeaks, it's just crazy. We need Trump and others to change the subject back to the real issue. Plus, there's the big bombshell on DrudgeReport.com and Infowars.com that no one's touching. I'll ask you about that after the clip, about him being spied on by the NSA. Absolutely incredible. Again, great again. Oil drops as U.S. drilling growth threatens to counter OPEC. Again, I mean, Trump is just dominating. You want cheap oil, you want cheap gas, you want cheap electricity, you want to move to America. You want to, I mean, he's just doing, America's open again. Everybody get out of the way. Here is the clip of Comey going after Roger Stone.
I just want to follow up with a few questions about Roger Stone that I had started with earlier before I pass it to my colleagues. Director Comey, are you aware that Roger Stone played a role in the Trump campaign?
I'm not going to talk about any particular person here today, Mr. Schiff.
I'm going to continue to ask these questions because, among other things, I want to make sure you are aware of these facts, whether you're able to comment on them or not. Have you read press reports where Mr. Stone proudly boasts of engaging in political dirty tricks?
To give you the same answer, sir.
I mentioned before that Mr. Stone was in direct communication with the creature of Russian GRU, Guccifer 2, and that's something the intelligence assessment talked about, the role of Guccifer 2. Mr. Stone, on August 17th, received a communication from Guccifer 2 that said, quote, "I'm pleased to say that you are great. Please tell me if I can help you anyhow. It would be a great pleasure to me."
Well, Comey really thinks he's the president.
From essentially
bureaucracy is so disgusting.
Why
don't you just get the government off our back?
I have to give you the same answer.
Are you aware that Mr. Stone also stated publicly that he was in direct communication with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks?
Same answer.
Hey, pause. He never said that. But, I mean, he's on O'Reilly. He's on Sean Hannity. He's on CNN. He's on everywhere. I mean, of course, we've tried to get him on. Stone was talking to somebody that was going to visit him. That's what you do as a journalist. Hey, you ask Assange. It's just like we're not supposed to talk to anybody, but all these jerks can because they're little bug eyes, little pervert eyes. I hate that congressman, that senator. Here, let's go back to the clip.
Also claimed that he was in touch with an intermediary of Mr. Assange.
Same answer.
This question I think you can answer. Do you know whether the Russian intelligence services dealt directly with WikiLeaks or whether they too used an intermediary.
And pause.
We assessed that.
Yeah, that's right. WikiLeaks never got it from U.S. intelligence. They never got anything from the DNC. This is how you do lies. See, the lie's the statement. Russia didn't do anything with WikiLeaks. See how it's lies upon lies upon lies, where they all act all pissed. Mr. Schiff, representing the globalists, selling America out. Pissed they can't gang rape the country. Pissed they can't get our guns. Pissed their abortuaries are in trouble. Pissed their whole program's going up in flames. And he's up there claiming the Patriots are with the Russians. Give me a break. Let's go back to this.
Intermediary.
We assessed they used some kind of cutout. They didn't deal directly with WikiLeaks, in contrast to DC Leaks and Guccifer 2.0.
In early October, are you aware that Mr. Stone tweeted, "I have total confidence that my hero, Julian Assange, will educate the American people soon"? Are you aware of that tweet?
I'm back to my original same answer.
And pause. Assange was in the news saying big stuff coming next week. Remember, he wouldn't do it, and he drug it out over like a month, and I was getting pissed at Assange, saying he was like a, you know the term I use, a little bit profane. I mean, they just take innocuous stuff. Let's go back to Roger Stone, and we'll finish it with more of this. I mean, we've got like 6 or 7 of these clips now. It just goes on and on. Roger Stone, Roger Stone. I was on air with you. I was talking to you off air while they were recording. We now learn all this totally innocuous about, yeah, I'm trying to get all the WikiLeaks. You are, as if that's some crime.
Reckless, baseless, the worst.
There goes the Skype.
Just playing fast and loose with the truth. I mean, Alex, he claims that I boasted of having direct contract with Assange. I didn't.
You were always specific, but who cares if you did?
Look, there's only one way to solve this. Mano a mano. You know, I feel like...
No, that's why they've been trying to kill you this week and before. They don't want you in the damn hearings.
I am the one whose civil liberties have been hacked, and here is the problem. The deep state clearly was using surveillance on not only Trump aides, but I believe it will yet be proven on the man himself, both in Trump Tower and in Palm Beach. Notice as soon as the president exposed that, the intelligence agencies began rapidly backing off their claim of Russian collusion, looking for some kind of standoff, in my opinion. So we need to find out and establish whether this was done as a FISA court warrant, or if in fact the Brits did this for Obama to keep it off the books as a cutout, very common arrangement among the services, and are now lying about it, which is what the cutout is supposed to do.
That's right. They've been caught with their pants down, illegally spying. They got nothing with the spying. So now they're panicking, doubling down, saying there was no spying, but they have spying. You're a Russian agent. It's not going to work, Roger Stone.
And I was unaware of allegations that Guccifer 2.0 was a Russian asset when I wrote my piece for Breitbart. Had it been out there in the research, I would have written it. I was unaware of it when I reached out to him.
But by the way, you're a journalist writing about leaks. It's about the leaks, not who got them. You're doing this in newspapers. They act like when you mention Guccifer, like they found it in some secret deal and you're in some back alley selling, you know, nuclear launch codes.
Well, and Mr. Schiff, yes, Julian Assange is a hero because he does not work for the Russians. Nice try. He does work against the deep state and the globalists.
That is a rogue government that has captured the world and is now being defeated. And as each new nation pulls out, Italy, Russia, the UK, it doesn't matter, they claim all of us got it from the Russians. No, we don't want to be ruled by Goldman Sachs and a bunch of globalists that want us to be poor. Got it? We want prosperity and freedom and private property and family and God and the Second Amendment, jerks. That's why we're pissed, not because we're Russians. Understand, assholes?
Well, and we're not going down without a fight, not a chance. So this whole Russian thing will be exposed. Ultimately, we've seen the part of this. We now know, according to an extraordinary piece of research by Dr. Jerry Corsi, that Donald Trump was, in fact, under surveillance in New York, in Trump Tower, in his palatial New York apartment, in Palm Beach at the Mar-a-Lago Club, both under Bush and later it continued under Obama.
And it is essential in closing to get that out to the four corners of the planet. It's on Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, and DrudgeReport.com. And look, we're now close to 24 hours since this was published. Top link on Drudge, no coverage, and we got 60 seconds. What does that tell Roger Stone of how scared they are of the story?
Well, this is the beginning of the surveillance of a future president of the United States. It comes from a CIA informant, and it also comes through a number of lawsuits filed by Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Arpaio is not what's important here. He's a fine man. What's important in this case is that it provides stone-cold truth out of the database that first Bush and Obama, under two different metadata collecting programs, were spying on a future president.
And that's Dragnet and Sidewinder. Thank you so much, Roger Stone.
Great to be here, Alex.
Wow, what a time to be alive. We're going to take that little clip right there for the YouTube video and Facebook, guys, put that piece right there on the front. That's powerful.